Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I know it's a weekday evening, and so we're expecting a lot of folks to watch this um, the recording later on. So for the folks who are joining us live, thank you very much. We'll definitely leave some time to. I want to get to know what you all are thinking about in terms of using Socrat. I'm going to do a quick run through of the entire platform, just so everybody has the baseline knowledge at the same starting place, and then we can kind of dive into some ideas, questions, and any issues anybody's run into. So Socrat is a brand new application that we've built at Pedagogy.cloud. The idea is for teachers to be able to assign custom tailored assignments to their students using generative AI. Folks who have been following the news, especially folks who have been following stuff about plagiarism and thinking about all the difficult challenges that generative AI will bring for education, have probably heard a lot of negative talk surrounding AI, including bans across the country. At Pedagogy.cloud, we think that these are all really temporary, and it's a misguided way of approaching the future of education. We think things like this make education much more exciting and fun for students, and we think that it will allow us to provide personalized experiences for students. And so we're working on projects that will make productive use of the AI systems in order to make your lives easier as educators. One of those projects is Socrat.ai, and I'm very, very excited to talk about Socrat today. So I'll give you a run through of the different kinds of things that Socrat can do, and then I'll walk you through the teacher flow, and then we'll talk a little bit about what kinds of things we have planned for you all. So to begin, what kind of conversations can students have with Socrat? We have a variety of assignment options that we've launched with. We have lots more in the works that we're hoping to launch by the end of the school year, right in time for teachers to play around with things over the summer. But I'll give you a run through of what Socrat can already do. So Socrat can have a Socratic dialogue. That's the key feature of Socrat, is to be able to go back and forth with students and ask questions that help guide their thinking, help them think deeper about topics. Socrat will kind of do things based on the students' own responses. So as you can see, the level of dialogue is related to the level of responses from the students. And so it kind of bounces off of both the vocabulary the students are using, the level of in-depthness, how in-depth students are approaching the topic, all those kinds of things. So we'll kind of push them to go a little bit further, but not, approach it from an angle that's completely different from how students are engaging in the dialogue themselves. While students are engaging in these Socratic dialogues, they can say things like, this is too hard or this is too easy. That kind of helps Socrat figure out whether or not the questions it's asking are ones that students aren't yet ready for, or maybe they're too nuanced for them, or if the questions are too simple and the students want to be challenged a little bit more. This is one of my favorite features. Obviously, it's actually the reason the platform was built was around Socratic dialogues. I think it's really interesting to start thinking about how students can be engaging in these in particular topics, right? So there's some control that we can exercise here by limiting the conversation to climate change. You can get more nuanced. We've done things that, like, for example, about a particular Supreme Court case. We've done things about the Revolutionary War, focusing only on the causes of the Revolutionary War. So we've been playing around internally on our end. Teachers have been already playing around with some of these different ideas. But the idea is that students can kind of go on their own intellectual journey within that topic. So no, they can't come on to this assignment and start talking about the Revolutionary War, where they've assigned didn't talk about climate change, but they can kind of explore climate change from very different angles. The other cool thing about the way we've built Socrat is if the student tries to engage in a dialogue about something else, Socrat will try to relate it back to the core topic when possible. So one of my favorite examples is if a Supreme Court case is assigned to the student to be talking about, and so they're talking about Brown v. Board of Education, and the student says, let's talk about Roe v. Wade. Well, Socrat isn't going to talk about Roe v. Wade directly. Socrat knows that the teacher wants the students to engage in a dialogue about Brown v. Board of Education, but Socrat will try to make connections. So it will try to bring in a question that is relevant to Roe v. Wade that still applies to Brown v. Board of Education. And that's kind of the general theme of how we've built Socrat, is when possible, it will try to redirect the students to talk about the things they're interested in from the angle the teacher wants them to talk about. But when not possible, it will redirect them to talk about the topic at hand. So it will say, this is not relevant to the topic, let's stick to the topic, and here's another question to get you thinking. So I won't do as long explanations for the rest of the assignment types. This is obviously the key feature of Socrat, and it will kind of guide all the other assignment types that we already offer. So the next one is the ability for Socrat to role play as somebody in history or in literature. And so Socrat, for example, right here is talking about, is pretending to be James Madison. And Socrat will suggest some topics for the students to talk about that are relevant to the character that he's taking on. And then he'll, for the rest of the dialogue, pretend to be the person. So we have a list of about 150 different historical and literary characters. So you can have him role play as Romeo from Romeo and Juliet. You can have him role play as Gandhi, James Madison, right? So there's a whole range of historical and literary figures that Socrat will take on. We've limited the options for now just based on ones we see that Socrat is most factually accurate with. And so that's why there's a limited list. We're more than happy to take suggestions over chat. So we usually add characters within 24 hours when a teacher requests, once we do our internal vetting of whether or not the dialogue is going to be substantial and whether we're going to get factually correct things. And as you can see, Socrat will really take on the role and answer from the first person as the character that you assign him to be. So Socrat can also debate with the students. So while the Socratic dialogue is only questions, Socrat will only respond with questions to guide their thinking. With the debate, Socrat will try to first get them to articulate a viewpoint and then take on the opposite side. And so as you can see right here, Socrat is not only, and he's a respectful debater, right? So acknowledges the opponent's viewpoints, asks for responses, says when he respectfully disagrees, but he is going to counter anything the student says. That is, that's kind of the programming here, is for Socrat to directly respond to things the student is saying. The dialogue does start with Socrat kind of engaging in this, let's articulate your viewpoint first, and then I'll tell you my viewpoint idea, because we want Socrat to just take the opposite of whatever the student says, not necessarily take a stance himself until the student takes a stance. So that's the debate feature. Then we also have a study buddy. So the study buddy is a little bit more vague in terms of what the or a little bit more broad, I should say, in terms of the options that teachers have. And study buddy really is Socrat like leading the student in terms of grasping a particular idea. This is one where you can experiment quite a bit because we've left it pretty open-ended. So right here, you see an exercise that's tailored towards a younger audience, helping them learn what a main idea is. And so Socrat right here, is giving the student examples, having the student articulate what the main idea is, and then also correcting the student before offering more suggestions. So as you can see, like when the student is giving an answer that's not fully there, Socrat isn't just going to accept it. Socrat explains what the right answer would be, explains where the misguided or where the room for improvement is, and then provides another example. And that's kind of how Socrat approaches any other topic for study buddies. So Socrat here really is functioning as a tutor and is trying to provide as many examples and try to help the student think through whatever the topic the teacher is assigning for them to think through. This works similarly for math problems, for the scientific method, all those kinds of things. Socrat will kind of guide them towards different ways of approaching the topic so that they can grasp the concept. Okay, so those are some of the exercise types we have already. I'm going to walk you through what the flow for teachers looks like, and then we can take a little bit of time to think through. I'll tell you about things we have planned, and then I'll take some questions. So the key feature of Socrat is the teacher dashboard. So the entirety of the reason why we think it's really special is because we give teachers lots of control and transparency into what's happening with the AI systems. Of course, everybody's heard of ChatGPT, and those exist. Other tools like that also exist. Bard exists, Bing exists. But the key limitations are you can't really control what students are doing on those platforms. So if you tell the student to go and tell ChatGPT to role play as James Madison, the student can do that, but the student can also then have whatever conversations they want about anything else, not even related to James Madison or American history even. The other key thing is we record all transcripts from student conversations, so the teachers have a full record of any conversation the student ever has with Socrat. So there's no way for the student to, X out of the platform and have a conversation where they say something inappropriate, then X out. Or anything like that. So we've created a transcript system so that there's full transparency and a way for you to figure out a way, like you're going to give them participation grades, or you're going to give them a grade based on how many particular things they talk about. Those kinds of things we'll talk a little bit at the end in terms of grading options. But the transcripts are a key part of that. So on the teacher dashboard, when you start off, you'll make a class for you'll see all your dashboard will have all your classes if you've made classes. If not, there'll be a little create class button. And this is really going to be a home place for you as you use Socrat. So it will show you your class name, it'll show you your class code. The class code is what you'll give your students in order for them to join your class. So this is an easy way for them to make sure they get into the right class and can see the assignments that you give them. When you have students to join them, you can click on it to make sure that all your students from your class are in there. And then the graded subject are going to be things that you fill out. If you have assignments, you'll see view. If you don't have assignments for a class, you'll see create. So you'll create your new class. When you create a new class, we only ask for 3 things. We ask for your class name. These names are visible for the students. So we ask that you make them something that they'll recognize when they see, okay, this is my assignment from XYZ class. We ask you to choose a grade level, and then based on the grade level, you'll see some subject options. These things do matter. Socrat actually customizes its responses, the kinds of questions it's asking, the vocabulary level, all based on the grade level and the subject. And so, that's why we collect this information in the first place. Then you get the create assignment screen. When you click select assignment, it will show you those 5 different assignment types that we have currently, and you'll get to pick one of those. When you pick one of those, it will ask you specific questions in order to set this up. So you get to pick the class that you want to associate it with. But for example, for the Socratic dialogue, it will ask you what topic do you want the student to debate on, what background Socrat should consider when having this debate. And similarly for the character one, you'll see a drop down of the characters with a topic that they should focus on. So for example, if you chose James Madison, you can ask that James Madison focuses on the Bill of Rights. You can also ask James Madison to focus on something else. And that's again up to you. You can then put instructions for your students. So this is just for your students. Socrat doesn't do anything with this information. And this is where you can tell the students, if they have to have a certain number of exchanges with Socrat, they have to use certain vocabulary words, give them a checklist of things that they need to do, or just guide them in saying, use this to learn about main ideas. And then you can add a due date for students are aware when the assignment is due by. We also have a template library. One of the improvements we have planned is to substantially expand our template library and also format it a little bit better. But for now, you'll see an entire table with lots of different ideas for all the different assignment types across a variety of different grade levels and subjects. And you can actually just click copy there and you can assign it to your class. So we wanted to make this easy for you to try out, especially this school year while things are still new and folks are getting used to what this means and what kind of potential there is for students to be engaging with Socrat. You can go ahead and do some test cases without having to think too much about how it integrates. We've tried to pick things that we know teachers are talking about in classes, whether it be based on standards or based on current events. And so you'll see quite a large range. It might also just jog some ideas as you think about, oh, I wish there was this template. You can actually, it's customizable. So you can go ahead and do that exact thing. So for example, if you see how we structured Brown v. Board of Education and there's a different Supreme Court case you want students to do, you can kind of follow how we structured it and then just replace the Supreme Court case with the one you want students to do. So then when you go into any of the classes, you'll see all the assignments you've assigned. You'll kind of have a list with the due dates. And then this is kind of the key crux of your operations for after you assign an assignment. So you have the option to chat yourself with Socrat. So we want to make sure that teachers can kind of go in, make sure that the Socrat is engaging at the way they want. Maybe you asked Socrat to engage in a particular type of topic and you realize as you're having the conversation that you want to be more broad and so then you reassign it or something like that. So, you have your own option to chat as the student. You can delete the assignment and then you can see all the submissions from students. So this is a live running transcript for every single conversation a student has. So at any point once a student starts engaging with Socrat, even if it's just one message, a teacher can immediately see all of that on their view submission screen. And you can actually see it in a couple of different ways. So you'll see in progress for when the student hasn't yet clicked submit and said, okay, I'm done with this assignment. You'll see the last time they engaged with Socrat. You can see a transcript, which will look exactly like our chat screen, the one that I've showed you screenshots of. It'll be on our website. You just won't have a chat interface because you're just seeing the student's chat history. And then you can also download the conversation the student has. So you can download it as a PDF or a CSV. And again, this is a way for you to provide annotations, provide printouts, share them with their colleagues. We kind of wanted to make sure that this information was quickly shareable and downloadable for you all. And so we have those 3 different options for how you view the transcripts that students are creating. And like I said, if the student exchanges another message, you can click PDF and see it immediately. Okay, so I'll quickly go over some upcoming features that we have. The first that I'm really excited about is Thesis Buddy. So we've lots of English teachers are concerned about plagiarism, and they're the ones who come to us the most with, okay, how can I productively use Socrat in my classroom? And so Thesis Buddy is our answer to that. And Socrat will actually help the student formulate a thesis. And so he will exchange questions with the student to help them guide their thinking about the topic, try to figure out what exactly, what angle they want to take in their paper, and then suggest, whether they should have a counter argument or multiple different reasons in their thesis. The best part is the teacher can customize exactly what that thesis needs to look like by their own class's definitions. So for example, when I teach argumentative writing, I require students to have at least 3 reasons in their thesis statement, their actual claim, and a counter argument. Not all teachers want all of that in the thesis statement. They might want only 1 sentence. Some teachers are okay with multiple sentences. All of those kinds of things, you can tell Socrat how you define a thesis statement, and he'll help the student create a thesis based on those requirements. There's also a scavenger mode coming up, which kind of goes with all of our different assignment options. And this is where you can tell Socrat that he should keep talking to the student until they use 3 out of 10 different things. And so it's pretty vague, and we left it vague because we want kind of teachers to be able to customize it to their own needs. But an example might be if you're assigning the student a literary character and you want them to engage in dialogue with Romeo, for example, but you want them to use 3 quotes to back up their viewpoint. You can tell Socrat that. You can say, hey, out of these 10 quotes, can we make sure that students at least use 3 of them before this chat is over? And then Socrat will try to guide the students into using those within the dialogue, but won't obviously directly prompt for it, because the idea is for the students to know when to use it. This can work very well for vocabulary. So if you have, if you're trying to get like 10 vocabulary words for the student to use, you can have Socrat keep track of whether or not they used all 10 or a subset of the 10, so 5 out of the 10, before Socrat says, okay, this assignment is done. So this is also a really easy way for you to start thinking about when an assignment is complete, because some of these things obviously are not, some of these things can go on and on forever. And so this gives you one objective metric for when you know that something is over. We're also working on a longer chat context. So the idea is for Socrat to be able to keep track of even longer chats. Currently, we have not yet had a student run out of a chat context, but we imagine that as students are, if student is really getting into a conversation with Socrat, currently it does tap out after about 25 messages of Socrat's origin, so 50 messages total. And that'll be solved by the end of next month. We're also working on faster response times. So this AI system is obviously really robust, but it also takes a little bit longer to respond because it's coming up with unique responses on the fly, just the way a human would. And so the faster responses will hopefully mean the students can engage in a quicker dialogue, and we're working on some improvements for that. The final one is for the teachers. We're working on a suggest assignment feature. And so where you can put in a learning standard, a topic, and Socrat will say, hey, you can use me in these different ways, and give you kind of a range of different options to pick from. And then you can go ahead and do that instead of having to think of an assignment on your own. So you can still cater it to the topic you want to teach without having to exactly figure out what the best use of Socrat in your classroom might look like. Okay, so that's all I have for you in terms of the presentation. Hopefully that gives you an overview of the kinds of things that we already have available for you all, and the kinds of things we're planning on releasing in the next couple of months. I now want to make some room for questions, and then we can talk a little bit.